Alright, it is time again for my top 10. This year has been very good, as you probably already know to me. Um, and there's a lot of alarms that I wanted to be on this list that just couldn't. And as you can see the final list here. Um, I'm sure later on, rewatching this, that I'll be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have put that there, but for now, this is the final list. This is going to be the final list that you see for 2025. This is number 10, and then this is number 1. So yeah, let's get started. First thing I want to show is my honorable mentions. I had a ton this year, and a lot of these ones that you see here are ones that I wanted to be on the list but just couldn't make it. First one here is the Smoke Sentinel Model 255S. This was a grail of mine, which is the main reason it's in honorable mentions. There is a unit that is based off of this that's on the list though that you'll see, so it wasn't all bad for this one. Next was this is the Amway E-8315. This one was it was like kind of a grail. That one is the one that was actually my grail. This one is just rarer, so that's why it made it to honorable mentions, and because it almost made it to the top 10. And then here was my actual Amway grail. This is the E-8375. This is the test button version. This one didn't make it just because it's in rough condition and there were better options, of course. And then I still wanted to include it, so that's why it's here. This one's only included because it was the first ever alarm seen to have that has a star piezo, and this is the 30-77 ARF5 Pyrotector Heathkit. And then this here was a grail of mine, kinda. It's a Sunbeam. Always forget the model on this. Bracket stuck. It is the Sunbeam 45-21. And this is Guardian FB1 base. Once again, the actual there is another unit on that made it to the list. Actually, 2 other units that made it to the list that are also based off the FB1, so you will see those. And then this one here, only didn't make it because it's in kind of rough shape and there were better options. This is the 821-301A that I got from Leah Woods earlier this year. So yeah. And then the next ones are ones I got for Christmas that are only here because I got them for free and from family members. First one is this Ever Ready, Ever Safe SMD1. And then it also has the child locator, which is the CSD1. And these are alarms I had been wanting for a long time, so I'm glad to finally have them. And then the next 3 are all Fire X's, of course. This one here is an FX1020. Another alarm that I had been wanting that I was just never able to get my hands on. And then 2 FX1014s that, once again, another alarm that I had been wanting. So, yeah. Anyhow, those are all my honorable mentions. So let's move on to the list. Alright, let's start with number 10. Number 10 is this BRK Model 769 ACI. As you know, I got this from Photoelectric Elevators, and this was one of my long-time grails, one of my original grails. And the only reason it's number 10 is because, well, as you can see, there were much rarer and better options for the higher up place, but still one of my favorite alarms of this year. Now let's open it up. It is from, I presume, 1978. So yeah, very cool device. very, very glad to have it. So, yeah, huge thanks to Federal Electric Elevators for that. Number 9, this was yet another one of my longtime grails, the Firstler SA76 RS, or Smoke Alert, as this one's labeled. And this, I was really lucky to get this off eBay. I almost missed it, but I was, like I said, lucky to get it. And this one's from 1978. Yep. Really, really happy to finally have one of these. This was one of my top grails. Same with that, but this one was actually higher than that one was. Although this one did take the place of this one whenever I got this. So yeah. Alright, on to number 8. This was yet another one of my grails, and this is the Guardian FB1. This is what the Sunbeam I showed earlier is based off of. This was one of my longtime grails as well, because I have the, you might know I have the FRU2, the hardwired version, so I always wanted the battery one to go with it, and this year finally I was able to get one. Thanks to Federal Electric Elevators for sending me the link, or else I never would have seen this. Sadly the date code on this one is, oh my gosh, sorry about that, is underneath the metal part, and I mean, I could try, yeah, it's like glued kind of to it for some reason, so I can't really remember the date. I think it was 75 or something like that. So yeah. Alright, on to number 7. This was yet another one of my grails. This one I got from Leah Woods, and this is the Norelco HB0933. This is once again an FB1 unit. It's based off the FB1, believe it or not. And it is from 1977. And yeah, huge thanks to Leah Woods for selling me this. This was a pretty nostalgic one for me, because the first time I ever home searched, and my first ever rare find, was actually 2 Norelco HB0933s in a house not too far from me. So yeah, it was really cool to, it's really cool to finally have one. So yeah. Next one, this one I got along with the 769 ACI from Federal Electric Elevators, and it was yet another one of my kind of long time grails. And this is the Montgomery Ward's 84-71666-00. This is of course the 79R based one, and I'd been wanting one of these for quite some time. And as you can tell, it has the banana horn and the tiered button, which is very rare. This one is from 1981. So yeah, my first and only banana horn unit, so I'm really happy to finally have one. The last one I need is just the rust version, which is a deep, like the plastic is just a dark red. But it's been given the name of rust horn, which I think fits it quite well. So yeah, that is the next horn I need. So yeah, huge thanks to the Federal Electric Elevators for that. On to number 5. This was yet another one of my grails. This is the General Electric SMK2 Travel Sentry. I got this sealed in box, and there would be a sticker there. It's in the box. It fell off. And this one is just really rare in general, especially since this one has a black plastic sensor, which I've never seen on any of these before this one, which is cool. Model SMK2. And yeah, this is just really cool. If you want to know more about this, then check out my in-depth video I have of it, because there's a lot to say about this unit. So yeah, Really cool. Really glad to finally have one. Number 4, this is yet another one that I got from Photo Electric Elevators, and was yet another one of my grails, although it wasn't really a long-term grail, it was kind of one of my newer ones. This is the Masterguard MG300, and when I originally got this thing was in rough shape, like real rough shape. There was stuff all over the cover. The bulb was burnt out. It was dusty and all that. The cord was coming out of the wrong spot. It was coming out of this hole here instead of this here where it should have been. So I did a big restoration on it, and I really like how it came out, and it works fine now. So yeah, really glad to finally have one. Really cool looking unit in general. So yeah, huge thanks to Photo Electric Elevators for this. On to number 3. Now these ones, the next 3 are not, or well, kinda aren't grails. They were just alarms that I was lucky enough to get, and are alarms that are really, really rare. So first one here, this one I got for Christmas, and this one was kind of a grail in a way, because I had been really wanting a pyrotector like this for a long time, but not really a specific version. This is a pyrotector. As you can tell, this is hardwired, which is very rare. You rarely ever see these like this. And it has a heat sensor on it. And this is actually a smoke alarm, not a smoke detector like most of them. As it has a horn in it. The smoke detector versions would not have a horn. They would have a relay. And the model of this is 30-296-4. And this one's very early. It's issue number 299. So yeah. And if you want to know how to distinguish the system detector version from the smoke detector version if you just see them in buildings or something, the system detector version will have like a little lens that pokes through the cover. So that's the main way you can distinguish it. So yeah, that was the pyrotector. Really glad to have that. Definitely one of my favorites in my collection. Oh, and this one is from 1973. I don't think I said that. Anyhow, number 2. This one was an alarm that was very random. This is the ESL 706-1 line cord powered. I got it new in box. Same with Photo Electric Elevators. Got one from the same listing. But yeah, this was just really random. I'm really, really lucky to have gotten it. And yeah. It's from February of 74. It says the model 706, but it's actually a 706-1, as you can see there. And yeah, just really cool unit. And yeah, don't really have much else to say about that. Really glad to have it. Really glad to finally have an ESL like this. So yeah. And last but not least, number 1 goes to the Walnut Sears, which I'm sure none of you guys are surprised that it went to the Walnut Sears. This is the 439.57003, and this one I got really lucky with, but it was also just really random, kinda. And this is, of course, the Guardian one. That was the button. Of course, the Guardian one. And it has the old FB1 circuitry. Yeah, I don't really like messing with this one because I don't want to damage it or anything. Because it is by far my favorite alarm in my collection, believe it or not. So yeah, and I got this new in box off eBay. So yeah. Anyhow, that was my 2025 top 10 smoke alarm acquisitions video. Once again, I had a really good run this year with smoke alarms. I got a lot of my grails checked off the list. And yeah, so, and huge thanks to Fred Electric Elevators and Leah Woods for um being willing to sell me a lot of these, because a lot of these on the list came from both of those two people. So yeah. Um but yeah, anyhow, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.